frickin' laser beam.
Let's dial that volume right on into the level. Welcome on in, everybody. Season 50 officially underway. The NHL draft has been completed. 2 rounds, done in an hour. 64 players. Their future is decided. But now we talk about the present. We talk about bidding season. And, of course, got some love to give right there. J Lippy 830 hitting the follow. Welcome on in. Glad to have you here on the Mezcast. Also got to welcome in officially Broder. I don't think it hit when you were here. We got to also add O Nader. Glad to have you all here. Sable, how you doing? Good evening to you. But welcome in our 3 new followers, O Nader, J Lippy 830, and Broder. Now part of the Mezcast crew, making our way towards 2,000 followers. We're going to have to do something special soon. But here, we got something special for you, folks. Like we said, the draft is in place. I want to know your thoughts out there. You know it, Alonzi. We are ready to cook tonight. And the draft hadn't even started. I mean, the bidding hasn't even started. Oh, it's a beautiful time. It is a beautiful time, to say the least. What are your thoughts? Who reached last night? Who got exactly what they deserved last night? Baker says hydrate. We'll get started early. We're still working the coffee. Working the coffee. We'll take a big one, though. Because need a little wake up here. It's go time. Uh-oh. I got to fix that. I just broke the hat trick horn. This is a problem. Okay, what if I go back and I load the profile? Be smart, be right about it. You're right. You're right, Greasy. It was crunch time. We had to lock in right there. We got it done. Happy bidded day, says Baker. Sable on some GT Isles stuff. Yes, indeed. Hey, the draft is fun. Bidding is absolute chaos. And hey, the way I run 4 and 9 games at a time, I love me some chaos. There are a few things I hold quite to my heart like that. See if we can get a confirmation on our full list here. Bid eligible players for the NHL. So why don't I stop, rewind for just a moment. Some of you players, if you signed up, you didn't show up in the list for tonight. That's okay. It just means you're not eligible for the NHL or the AHL or the ECHL. You got to get past your prospect period. That is 72 games in the CHL or 72 games in the NCAA. Not quite that. We will definitely get a little draft recap. I was just going to slide on over. I was taking a look to review. Right now, 2,295 players are available for bidding this evening. Officially, there are just over 360 or so spots available for those players tonight. So, let's go ahead and slide on over. Let's get ourselves in there as we welcome in Duval. What's going on, Duval? How you doing out there? Good to see you officially out there in chat. But hang on. I got something for you real quick, Duval. I got something for you real quick. Go Texans! Go Texans! That's just for you, Duval. That's just for you, baby. H-Town made. I had to. Psychotics, I hope you're out there as well. I know, Duval. I know it's going to hurt. My best friend is a big Jags fan, though. So, hey, you know how it is in the AFC South. Good old Trash Mountain. It's a great place. Let's do our little slide on over. Take a look at our draft situation that we got there last night. Already, I know some thoughts have been shared. Why? Why? Because 3 right-wingers got taken by Detroit, and yet none of their names was number 17 overall. They call him Slick Rick. Seriously, Minnesota Wild, 17th overall. The bidding does start at the top of the hour. That's when we'll get there. Slick Rick snubbed. Yeah, he wanted to go home. He wanted to go home to Detroit. There's no question of that. I think this is going to be something that's, first off, he's going to know every single 16 players. I expect to see that list taped beside the monitor right there. First thing he sees when he wakes up is going to be a list written on the mirror. I guarantee you Slick Rick is going to know all 16 of those names by heart. What a thing to use. Hey, Slick, you got your bulletin board material. Use it. Use it. Channel that energy every single day. Josh was asking, how is Moore not first? Hey, lots of questions for sure. Perk Pull sliding to 6. I had him as a top 5 pick. I think most people did. Is it a question on value of defense? That's certainly a question. If it's not an issue with defense, then what did we miss? Don't get me wrong. I got to play with Devils today. Yo, Devils, big shout out. Big shout out to helping me get my first ever hundo. Yeah, that's right. We got a hundo. Ignore the 30s. They happen. Sometimes it's rough, Sometimes it's rough. But I've literally never gotten 100 in a game before, so it's nice to be able to have that happen. Hard working. Helmsy, how you doing out there? First time chatter. Also, let me fix up my board here. We still got the stuff from last night. Bloop. There we go. NHL. Fixed up correctly. You know it, Duval. You know it. Rain's asking, is Slick Rick going to be the rookie of the year? It's certainly a question. There are I'll tell you what, if not, there's going to be a lot of jokers in chat. So Slick Rick's going to have to internalize that, lock it in. He's got to win. I expect it to happen. But let's give it a quick buzz through. 10 minutes remaining before bidding start. It opened, of course, with Isles GT taking Woods 56. The Detroit Red Wings took way too faded. Utah, they decided their futures were in JD9B. The Boston Bruins got A7KMX Devils. Nua's headed to SJS Gaming. Perk pulls aforementioned number 6 overall, taken by Ducks Gaming. The Florida Panthers got Titan 2215. Detroit, their double dip in the top 10. They get Helmsy at 8. Ty is going to slip to the ECHL. Let's see it, crazy. Let's see it, crazy. Finishing out our top 10, it was Eisver. Another pick by Florida, and then Utah with their second pick in the top 10, Row X31. The CHL leading scorer from season 49, Voltage Fusion, Brexy. Headed to the New York Rangers, number 12 overall. Nisey at 13 to Calgary. Grizzly. Headed to the New York Rangers. Seattle gets their first pick on the board with Day Roche, 34. And number 17, the pick you all saw coming, Slick. Devils asleep at the wheel. Unfortunately, they lose their pick at 18. Moore, ironically, Moore 18 goes at pick 19. Really, he is the 18th selected, so, you know, some math. Questions on that. Rept Bro, 2. Isles GT getting their second pick at 20 overall. Devils Gaming getting things right. They get Jolly Fog at 21. Isles with a third pick. No Blood, 777. And then, ladies and gentlemen, an interesting call out here at 23. G Suts 18 has been removed from the league. Confirmed tag. It's done. It's done. So, unfortunately, lost pick for Edmonton there. The Kraken get their second pick with Demon. Korchinski headed to Boston. While Devils Gaming grab Pistolero, 23. Lisp Doge at 27 for Florida. Uncle Martau, now a member of the Edmonton franchise. Detroit gets D-Tiz 87. The Montreal Canadiens got M91. Azur 69 selected by the Carolina Hurricanes. And the reigning champs, they pull from a Memorial Champ winner. Benji bringing in some, making a potentially a strong jump if he gets to play up there. Otherwise, going to add at any caliber that they decide to put him at. AHL, ECHL, maybe have some plans to grow him further with his management. So, never know what's going to happen for Benji out there, but interesting way to close out the end of the first round. To open it up in the second round, it was the Buffalo Sabres, Demont 04. Edmonton took Poyle 96. Said Habs sent to the Seattle Kraken. Havidba, now a member of Edmonton. Free X Liquid selected by Montreal at 37. Miller, a great goaltender right there, headed to the Ottawa system. Boston says, we want the OG. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Then Nashville had a pair of picks at 40 and 41. They take Hesser and Tardif X99. Darrow, who selected at 42. There were a lot of people who thought Darrow maybe should have gone top 10. Goes in the second round. Buffalo happy to select. Then it was Smitty X12 for Colorado. Mark T-Sib for Detroit, their fourth pick of the draft. Isles GT joining him in the same position with Barkov. John McClain, TW, taken by Devils Gaming. Narco by Vancouver. SJS Gaming, their second pick with Punch Made Finn. Charlin D, Carolina with 2 picks in 3. More on them in a moment. Chewy X17, taken by Utah. Carolina back with I Farmer Fran. Gilgamesh falling deep into the second round, taken by Ducks Gaming. Gotta really like that combo they got there, because that means they got themselves Perk Pulls and Gilgamesh. That might be one of the best 2-pick setups that's out there right now, frankly, that I've seen. Talking about teams with 2 picks, especially early and late, I really like that one. I really like the 2-pick combo here from Vancouver with Narco. Let me finish out the list, and then we'll come back to that. Riptides at 53 for the Chicago Blackhawks. Buffalo Sabres, they get Vasi. Vex 613, a member of Minnesota. It's Karaki headed to Ottawa. Carolina gets I Price. CBJ Gaming with X Greeny, and 2 picks later with Chunch. Croftonite sandwiched in between for Caps Gaming. Elu QC taken by the Vancouver Canucks. Seattle, they didn't want to get yammed on, so they decided to pull the yammed on their own crew. S Jewel 11 taken, the second to last pick by Buffalo. And Ducks Gaming with Mr. Irrelevant, it's Jay Hughes 86. There we go. A wonderful little review of how everything went. So I guess Ducks have 3 picks, but I really love the combo. You get Perk Pulls, you get Gilgamesh, you get a great combo there for a long time, and Jay Hughes added on the front line. 3 really solid picks. Maybe my favorite draft of somebody who have a couple picks to work with. For 1 pick, I love the Blues getting Benji. I think that's my favorite 1-pick miracle. You're looking for somebody to just sprinkle a little magic across the organization. I think Benji's the guy. Ty says Blue got taken in G-spots. In G-Sut spot. Thank you for the G-spot. The G-Suts spot. Sure enough. Thank you so much, Rosa. Almost time for the show to get started. Lurk around if you can. Even if you got to go away and do your thing, just, hey, toss me up in the background. Toss me on mute. Get yourself locked in. We got a new follower coming on in, Helmsy. Sweet, it's time to get our bid on. Boom, let's lock it in. Coming up on the top of the hour. 20 seconds. Let's go ahead and slide on over to our bidding spot. We probably will have to refresh right on time. Because here we go, ladies and gentlemen, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to season 50. There we go. The board is up. It's a beautiful thing. First bids are in. Rhyme 86. Congratulations to a homie. The opening bid in the NHL, $750,000. Josh X13, 1.75. They're jumping V Bandit all the way up to $5 million in opening bid. Freak locking it down for $750,000 minimum bid. Armstrong. Moosey, an expensive goaltender, already up to $3 million with the opening bid. Smitney, Henry, B Savage, a lot of left wingers, and a couple of goaltenders sprinkled in here. Zach Vamp, a $7 million bid. What a monster of a bid straight out the gate. $40 million what you have to work with. You're talking about almost 20% of your salary cap in one go. Slick Rick saying things are a reach. I mean, we certainly will see. We certainly will see. Welcome on in, Star-Lord. Glad to have you here. First time chatter. I'm so sorry that there was a name that I missed in the middle of that. I don't know why I didn't hear the beginning of it. But Donald Assman, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome into the Mezcast crew. Glad to have you here. Loxy says, how's the ECHL? Ooh. Throwing in that shade. I'm sure we already have plenty of bids. We are in that early time here. Woo! Look at already the board filling out. Meow, King Henryman, Slaughter, Bodon, X Willis, Scotty Pippen at $6.5 million. Zach Vamp up to 725. Base champs on the board. Fat Hog Chelly on the board. Boogie, $6.5 million. Bleds at 2.5. Known as Dub, minimum bids. Along with Hulza, Baslin. Darlene jumps to $2 million. Yeti at $1 million. Shen, 1.5. Jay Tally, $6 million. Matthews, the goaltender, $1 million. Fussy, $6.5 million. My goodness, we already have tons of bids over $6 million. All right, how many are going to break 10? How many are going to break 12? That's my question. I definitely think we'll see double-digit break 10, no problem. Up into that 12 region, we might still see that number, frankly. Based on what we saw last season. Taking a look around. Plenty of great names taken in here. We'll give everybody their love, though. Everybody their due. Sam Delisle, Tambo J35, Buzz V Swivel, Bus Citron 681, It's CJ, Big Worthy, FDMX Kill, Nooge, MMCA 91, Smitney, Salad Raiders, Saucy 17, Yuckenbauer, McNips at 6.5 million. AG 7859, Carter comes in at 2 million. No Regretskis, minimum bid. Taze, Josh, AC, Rhyme already getting bid up a little bit. Unknown goal scorer, don't blame you right there. That's a man who knows how to win. Gervais, Bettis, Sticks at 2 million already. That is a man who's quickly worked his way up from the CHL. Came in pretty quickly. They weren't ready. And that man is now already NHL bound, guaranteed. And they are bidding him up to 2 million right now. Selly Center, Magic, and Tarasenko, a.k.a. the Tarasenko Show, on the board along with Patch the One. Ooh, Mitch says he wants me to let people know that Patch can't even play. Ooh. He said don't bid on him. He can't play for 3 seasons. They call that a cap ban where I'm from. Let's just take a quick look at the top of the board, sorting by price. 13 million for Loco Krusty. How the hell did we miss that? Mother of God. Mother of God. You know what? I should probably swap this list over here. We'll move that right there. That makes a little bit more sense because, wow, this list is just absolutely mind-blowing at times. Like, what the hell is going on around here? It's Mr. Knight says, I'm about to catch a 6-month ban as well. What'd you do, Mr. Knight? That's never a good thing. But my goodness. Now, the other one, I don't understand a defenseman for 10 million. I don't understand a defenseman for 10 million. So let's go look at Mr. Jet Luge. Shit. All right, well, maybe I'm wrong because last 2 seasons, absolutely tearing it up. 32 wins, 13 losses, 3 overtime losses. I mean, that's elite play right there. That's elite play right there. Malik Bincam says at Krusty NHL. Tapzoo says a goalie need bid here. Well, hey, drop the 1,000 biddies and we'll pull your stats up here. We'll get it. We'll get your stats pulled up. We'll try to help get you a job. Let's go take a look at Loco Krusty. That's why you pay 13. I mean, don't get me wrong. 13 million's a strong. Like that's this is my player. Don't mess with me. But holy zombie Jesus, that's why. Whew. Whew. I mean, the dude's averaged 20 wins a season every season he's played for the last 4 or 5. Holy God. Yo, Krusty, bow down to you, bro, because you're a monster. Holy hell. Whew. Also big up on the board, Bevy, our third player crossing the 10 million mark right there on the line. But we welcome on in officially Mr. Turbo. Got a couple turbos out there. Malik Bincam, first-time chatter. First-time chatter, race set. Krusty, see you in Costa Rica. Oof. That I think that's one of my favorite jokes. Good luck golfing. See you in Cancun, you know, whatever it may be. Tony Tabernac. Welcome on in. Glad to have you here. Take another refresh for the top. J Maz working their way into the top 5. All right, that's what's there. Let's see. Let's go back to bid. Elfa's on the board. Neeler's on the board. Heckled. 1 million at right defense. Downey on the board. Not USC on the board. Mbel 91, Roundsy on the board, Parksy on the board. Hey, congratulations to Parksy. Aaron Easy getting a little bit up. Cody on the board. Neem, welcome on in. Tank 9270, thank you so much. Hey, man, we got to bring the energy each and every night here. Do all the casting for our games here on Sundays and Tuesdays. And I love draft and bidding season. There's just something special about the energy. There's something, everybody's excited. Whether you want to see where you're going, your friends are going, where your favorite team is picking, or where your favorite troll is going. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of you guys last night were really interested to see where Slick Rick went, if he went. Sure enough, it was 17th overall to the Minnesota Wild. Now, we got enough out there in chat. I think it's time. I do have another hat for y'all tonight. Yeah, that's right. We got the actual full bore ready to rock and roll. We'll take a look position by position in just a minute, Sticky Box. That's a great idea. Kaner, we will definitely, yeah. This is my big boy top hat. I've actually haven't gotten to wear this one out yet, so it felt appropriate. We'll rock it tonight. Kaner 23, 1,000 bits, and we'll pull up your stats here on stream. Otherwise, let's go ahead and go take a look at our goalies right now. I was like, if I can read. So, goalies out there, the one and only Kuzi. Actually, let's sort this by price now that we've just got that. Boom. Moosey at the top, 3 million. Herring the Fish, 275. Husky, 2.5, along with Josh X13. Churbs. Igor comes in just below at 225. Tony Tabernac at 2 million. Fettis, a couple of bids up to 175. The one and only starts our 1.5 million run along with Matthews 34. Kaner 23 says, let's go ahead and hydrate. You got it. Exactly. This is a little throwback. We got the tweed jacket. Why? Because school's in, sucker. Pay attention. By the way, Psychotics, you missed it earlier when Duval hit the follow, and I've been playing some games with Duval. I know you've seen one of my top highlights with him. I had to roll down and show him the Houston regalia. Yep, had to break his heart a little bit, but Psychotics, our other resident Jaguars fan. So, Mr. Duval, if you're still out there, that's my boy, Psychotics. But yeah, hey, what's wrong with a hat? They were loving the top hat yesterday, so we swapped it up, and now we're fully locked in. Other goalies been selected. B Savage 28. Samel, I'm not even good. Victimized, Schmidt 97. X-Leafs 33. Stam Toast. Tambo J35. Optimal hitting the follow button. Welcome on in. Glad to have you here as part of the Mezcast crew. Also hitting it on in there is Sergey NHL along with Tapsu TTV. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Getting us moved along there, as well as Sweezy dropping the 100 minutes. Glad you're loving the hat. It's the only place to be at. What's going on, Sweezy? Good to see you out there. D-Clump says, back-to-back Calder Cup MVP goalie Furious DZ still with no bid. Hey, sometimes that's how it goes. You know, you want to, maybe it's your goal not to select a goalie in the first hour. You want to wait maybe till about 4 o'clock in the morning. Wait until everybody's not really paying attention. See if you can slide an elite goaltender under the radar. So with the way I see a lot of players moving up, particularly at goaltender, there's a lot that certainly can happen. Psychotics looks, no shade for the hat. I dig it. I appreciate you, Psychotics. And yeah, it looks like we got some extra Duval love out there. Let's go back to the top of the board. Oh, goodness. Too fast. Too furious. Take a look at the top. It's still $13 million for Loco Krusty. 4 players have crossed the 10 million threshold. Handry already there. Just below, J-Maz, Harlan, I Love Cap'n, Paradise, Josh Who, Zach Vamp. Wow, Zach Vamp jumped up big. It was some slow bids there. Oh, I guess started at 7 million straight away. Okay. I thought that was somebody that started at 1 mil and made some jumps. Not quite. We know we'll see double-digit bids on somebody. It's just inevitably going to happen. I think record from last bidding is 16 bids. 6 teams, I think, is the highest I've seen bid on one player. That's what we'll be looking out for tonight. Jet Lug moves up to 10.5 million. Solid little jump there. Go look at our newest bids. Hashtag Magic moves up to 7.5 million. Morin X67 now 4.5 million. Selly Center 325. Cartier 750. That minimum entry bid for Cartier. VDH 93 on the board for 125. We already mentioned Jet Luge up to 10.5. Welcome to the board, Teaspoon. It's CJ up to 2.5 million. Harlan up to 9.5 million. Dr. Knox 5 clean. Downey up to 2 million. V Scoon up to 5. J Yardy at 3. Prince Hines Prince at 3 million. Lizzo on the board. Radilov on the board. Brent on the board. Kaner 23 on the board. Congratulations on the biz out there, on the bid out there. What's going on, Kaliev? Ditka Butkus, I can guess whose birthday it might be. Because it's not mine, not yet. We got a month for that. But how you doing out there, Kaliev? Rosa Leaf, how you going? Already 27 goalies with bids, though. Teams know who they want. That is definitely something that we see a lot because there's so few slots. I mean, let's just talk about how many spots are still remaining at this point, frankly. Look at that. Look at that. We've already seen a flurry of bids come out. 116 active bids on forwards, 72 bids on defenders, and 31 bids on goalies. Also got to give out the love out there to K Morale 19. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mezcast crew. Taking a look around. Who has stacked their lineup? Who's got a lot of cash? Already on the low side, Boston Bruins, but they've got quite a few, including their defense, almost completely locked up. We'll have to spend heavily on forwards, you would suspect. Whereas somebody like the Sabres and the Hurricanes, 5 and 6 forwards already locked in, ready to win, unless they end up having somebody, maybe a sleeper. They can drop somebody that's protected down as a possibility. Kaliev, I'm golden. I'm right. I'm right where I need to be. There's no question to that. This draft and bidding coverage is where life begins and ends. The alpha and the omega. Because, I mean, you win championships here. Period. You doom your franchise here. Sorry to say it. Sorry to say it. Half the players being bid on tonight will not make playoffs. Half the teams bidding here will not make playoffs. And only one of them. There can only be one. There can only be one champion at the Stanley Cup, at the Calder Cup, at the Kelly Cup, at the Memorial Cup, at the NCAA, and at the Gold Medals round. We'll take the hydrate region. You saw me hovering for it. I was ready with the coffee. But we'll go ahead and take it. Thank you for the hydrate. But last time we checked here, we'll give it a quick refresh for stats. We are almost below 100 available positions because of the active bids that are out there. Does Slick take the Wild to the promised land? We gonna find out, Slick. My question for you, I believe in setting more attainable goals. Given that you have a multiple season contract locked in for the Wild, can you go bolster a younger part of their organization? Do you go win a championship for the Heartlanders? Do you help start to build and bolster your own skill set against that higher competition more consistently? Because now, hey, we know you got the skills. We've seen the flashes. Now, can you do it every single time you got to throw the puck in the pan? All right? Don't burn my steak. Don't burn my steak. We slide back over to our bids. Welcome to the board, Slade, K. Quinn, John Z, Diamond, Gino X71, Hack Attack, Belong 67. Some of our newest on the boards. Bevy's up to 11 million. Welcome to the board, Pricey X31, TRMC Big Mac. That's my thought, Elu. That's my thought is I think no matter what, even if you got selected number 1 overall in the NHL draft, I don't expect that most teams are going to expect you to make an impact now at the NHL level. But I do think that if they have high expectations for you, you're going to go make an impact at the AHL level. You're going to go prove that you can do it consistently right there. We'll just take a quick jump back over it. We can quickly review. Boom, there was your bidding. Woods 56. Let's show you how they got there. That is something we haven't taken a look at. 19-8-0 in the CHL, then a 4-2-0 record in World Juniors. Let's dive into the stats a little bit, see what we find here. Season 49 with the London Knights. 94 points across 24 games. You certainly see why that would excite teams. Plus 30, 56 hits, 10 penalty minutes. So not pretty smart with the stick. You certainly can see why that would interest Isles GT. What's going on, K Quinn? How you doing out there? Welcome to the board, Fox, along with Ascend, Dirt X at 9LA, Mooner getting on the board with a minimum entry bid as a Stimmer hitting the follow. Welcome on in, Stimmer. Nice playing with you earlier today, sir. Welcome officially to the Mezcast crew. Glad to have you here. Oh, don't worry, you're being watched, bro. We're going to have a gauntlet night coming up here soon. We're going to have a wagers match section where we're announcing those games. Game Saloon Demon has entered the chat, says Elu. Stimmer had to follow after that performance earlier. Appreciate it so much. It was definitely my greatest game. My first ever hundo that I've ever gotten with LG. Through any of the drafts or through my 1/2 season that I basically made it through in the CHL. So very, very excited. Glad you got to see it. That was a sweet game. I've definitely been riding the high of that all damn day. Let's go take a look at our prices. Loco Krusty still sitting at 13 million. J-Maz has entered the 8-digit club. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. 8 digits. 10 million on the board for J-Maz. Up to 5 bids. Bevy's up to 8 bids. That is 11.25 sitting threshold. 8 bids for Paradis. 2 teams locked in wanting him. That is a high price for a defender. It can be worth, but man, they got to provide so much. So much. Get run out of the N3HL after being destroyed. Oh, the heat is being brought. Fire. Still one of my favorites to call Scotty Pippen. Gotta love it. Icky moves into the top 10. All right, let's see. Have we gotten a message from our special guest? Not just yet. Okay. We'll know when it's time. We do have a special guest coming on tonight, so y'all be on the lookout for that. Over. Welcome to the board, Smitty. DXT Gerb silky, crunchy, Husey, fills. See, this is the problem you're going to start to have is eventually there's going to be so many players that you're kind of forced in. If you don't get your player on the board, you can't take them because here's what's going to happen. They're going to run out of available positions. Don't like that noise. Got to go check it. All right. Everybody's okay. I think there might be a way I can make a change here. No, I don't want chat mic, actually. No, that just screwed everything, didn't it? Yep, it totally did. You're being watched, bro. Thank you so much for the follow. Glad to have you here. Welcome on in. We're going to get our guest lined up. Who do y'all think it is? Who do you think we'll bring on? Psychotic says I'll be right there. Where are you going? Where are we headed, Psychotics? Foam says, Mezcast, I got a bid. Are you happy for me? Of course. I'm happy for everybody in this league that gets to where they want. Their goal, whatever it is. Whatever is attainable for you. Whatever keeps you coming back today, tomorrow, next week. Whatever keeps you going through all of it. Look, I know what this league can be for so many people. Same thing, sports can go for all of us. Malcolm says, I wanted to go to the AHL. No luck for you, brother. You are headed back to the NHL. Let's go ahead and go see it, shall we? Big Lappy up there on the board. We haven't called him to this point. Squad Cav 16, welcome on in. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the Mezcast crew. Gronk on the board. Houdini on the board. Indian Swag on the board. No shocker there. Smitty on the board. Silky Crunchy Hughes, we called them. Did you go, Malcolm? Yep, minimum entry bid for Malbum. Yeah, bro, you spent the last couple seasons in the NHL. You're not falling to the AHL. Good luck, buddy. I mean, Alonzi, I'm not. I mean, there's the easy answer. There's the easy answer for me, Alonzi. It's USA. 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 Come on, try to win the Four Nations face-off. You got to root your home country on that one. I'm sorry, Malcolm. I know, Alonzi. I know. Trust me, I've got a very 50-50 Canadian-American audience here. I see the numbers. It's sometimes a 52-48. I mean, we are literally that close. I get it. I will not be upset if Canada wins. But I do want to see North America win it. Period. Starlord075, thank you for the follow and welcome on in. Glad to have you here, part of the Mezcast crew. Working our way towards the modern era in followers. 1968, we're almost there. I'll definitely have to be watching, Alonzi, because I'm trying to watch more. I'm trying to pick up notes to add to my own announcing game. want to be better, want to be a little bit more locked in. So got to practice, got to study the greats that do it. So certainly good luck to both sides on Saturday. Laniers X19, thank you for the follow and welcome on in. Glad to have you here. Trying to lock up one final thing. Let me add a source. We call it chat. Is this how I did it before? Yeah, because we're not lighting up there. So now I swap this to chat, and I don't light up one. Check, 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 check. Good, looking good, looking good, looking good. All right, folks, we welcome in our guest. Let me just double check settings real quick. And that's why we double check. Go ahead and talk for me.
Hello.
Hello, hello, and welcome on in. D-Mac, your LGHL Commissioner. How you doing, Commish?
Tired, but other than that, fine.
Tired? We're just getting started. What are you talking about?
Well, I've been spending the past week getting ready for this, right? So,
Of course. I know. Hey, you know, this is the part that don't get me wrong. I love this time. I know it's stressful for everybody else. You're endlessly going over your boards. You're consistently reviewing, hey, how much am I willing to spend? How much am I willing to bend? How much am I willing to break my ideals to make a team? And of course, then somebody's got to check the board every 6 hours because you got to make sure that nobody that you want falls off, and you're checking all the names. There's so much going on for all the parties involved. And of course, what you do behind the scenes, all the things. Can't even imagine. So glad to have you here. Appreciate you here for the time we've got you. How ready are you for season 50?
I mean, as ready as I can be. This is for my first time basically being the leader of a league, because I spent the past 5 seasons being the deputy commissioner of the AHL. So I always had Vintage Trav with me. He was like the commissioner of the AHL, and with Garbs leaving this past season, I stepped up and taken over the NHL. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it, seeing what I can do to help the league and, you know, continue on this entering, you know, season 50 and keep going.
Absolutely. Well, let me just dive right on in and ask you, what do you think are some of your biggest challenges coming in as commissioner?
I mean, getting used to the NHL as like the NHL personalities, I guess I will say. You know, it's very, very different than the AHL. You know, already had some hiccups along the way that I had to correct, and you know, I will say this, the managers are unforgiving on mistakes, but you know, you just gotta take the lumps when they happen. And yeah.
Okay.
You know, so just going along, you know, just getting used to, you know, I had a good understanding of the AHL. So now it's just, you know, getting used to the NHL guys again, you know, understanding, because you got to balance stuff and try to make sure trades are fair and all that stuff.
So there is a fair amount of double checking, just working back into the list, making sure that there's not problems with some of these trades.
Yeah, pretty much. You know,
Okay.
we don't want like gifts to happen. You know, some might get through. Everyone has different opinions on the talent level of people.
Absolutely.
So some might see it as a gift, some might not. You know, I just try to go with the flow and just try to make the league as balanced as possible and as fair as possible in my rulings.
Well, you already got some big love and chat out there. CM97 saying you're the GOAT. Duval saying it's not even close, confirming that there. So, hey, definitely sounds like you're off to a great start. Totally understand. Yeah, I can imagine managers at that level are unforgiving, even even in the spirit of the law, sometimes they probably hold a little tight to the letter of the law. Is that accurate?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. A couple new people. Welcome to the board. Welcome Only Blue 71. We got Kevin Hockey 7 in there. Coach 77. You taking a review? You seen anybody that really shocks you? Either shouldn't be here, shouldn't have been bid on. Any of those thoughts so far?
Honestly, I haven't even looked at the bidding list. I just got off Valheim.
So
No.
top of the list, we got Loco Krusty, one bid at 13 million.
Not surprised. From what I know, he went GM with a lower ranked owner last year, and he had like one of the best seasons. So it's like not surprised. I've seen him. So the managers have been talking about him in chat. So like that's not a surprise to me at all. Even at the price, like you know, sometimes you just got to get your guy, even if he's a little more expensive. If he's your guy, you know that if that 13 mil stays, which it probably will, you know you have your 13 mil locked up in your guy, and then it allows you to go after other players. Like you got your budget set there already, so it's like that's the way I always viewed it.
100%, 100%. I've shown, and I'm kind of showing again right now, his last 4 seasons in the NHL, 49, season 48, season 45, and season 44, he's averaging over 20 wins a season. It's just absolutely insane. Like you said, last season, 23, 2, and 3, and then 3 and 1 in the playoffs, putting up almost 4 points per game. That's just disgusting.
Yeah.
So, like you said, not shocking. I do agree with you. If you have a guy that you love, you gotta go. But man, you really gotta have that 3-point or above production every single night, every single game. It's hard to even miss a single night.
Yeah, well, you pay that guy to carry a line, and as long as you give him a decent amount of talent, you're like give him a good amount of talent, possibly a little cheaper, but you give him the talent and he gets the wins, and that's at the end of the day, that's what I look for. So, you know, some owners and managers will look at it differently, but that's my thought process if I was putting that much cap into a player.
Okay. Also pretty high up there right now, Bovey 72 at 12 million. We've also got are also part of the 10 million or above crew are Jet Luge, the left defender, Harlan, the left wing, Nicky Moose 69, the center, J Maz, the right wing, and Hendry, the left defenseman.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned before, like the NHL talent is not really my forte, so it's like I don't really want to comment on it because,
Okay.
you know, I don't really know them, but I mean,
Yeah. We'll give you some time. No worries. Just hey, that's with the amount of players. Trust me, I understand. I think last I saw, there's more than 3,500 players signed up.
no, there's
season.
there's 3,900 right now.
3,900. So I mean, right now, let's be honest. There's 800.
If you scroll up a bit, you can see it. Scroll up a bit on your right hand side.
I was on the wrong screen. That's right. There we go. Yeah, 39,
right
39. My goodness. So we saw a lot of sign-ins come in today for sure. My goodness.
Mm-hmm. So really good numbers. Anytime you can get around 4,000 by the time NHL bidding starts, it's pretty successful. Because that allows it to trickle down, especially to the NCAA, which allows them to add more teams in, which gives more managers get opportunities and more players get opportunities to be on roster instead of sitting and sometimes rotting on a TC, which is what we really want in the league. Is just, you know, everyone should have a spot to play. If they want to sign up for the league, they should have an opportunity to play.
Certainly, and I think it's getting there. You know, I continue to preach about it. This is only the 5th LG season since the combination of the two. So, I mean, we're talking basically 10% total of the time that LG has been around, where we've got Xbox and PlayStation together, and we're still seeing a lot of the shakeout of that. We're seeing a lot of depth. You know, I really think it's the NCAA that likely has to grow, just given how quote unquote landlocked we are almost on teams with the NHL full, the AHL full, the ECHL, and the CHL. You know, how much deeper can we get down in there? But we're headed that way because, I mean, right now I don't have the exact math in front of me, but if NCAA goes about the way I expect, we'll see about 3,100 positions available. So we're talking 800 are not gonna be playing.
Yeah. Well, you also have to remember that there's a lot. So like that number already probably has RAVs because veterans signing up after the bidding the cutoff line. So there's probably at least over 50
Okay.
by now that are those will just be on TC and the ECHL.
Okay.
But yeah, so hopefully, I know Griggs has been working hard at getting his league ready, and hopefully there's a lot of people available to manage in the NCAA, so that teams are open so that people can get roster spots, because that's going to be the biggest thing. Like, obviously the numbers are there, but it's always just getting the managers down there. The same at every level is just getting a good set of managers in that we can.
Absolutely. Where you still have some parity and it's not just a couple of teams just running, roughshod over a couple of teams or the rest of the league the whole time. Malbum bidding is being bid up to 175. Malbum, you were hoping to escape, but no. 3 teams want your ass. Welcome to the board, Believe Jesus. Maybe I Believe Jesus. We also got John Bree on the board, Helen Cheller, Luke X13, Chara 33, Ranty, Coach Kevin Hockey. There we are through our most recent new bids. Nicky Moose part of that jumping up to 10 million line. So how do we feel that fall season went generally around for LG in season 49?
I mean, it went really well. We had so at the right near, we had an unexpected surge of signups of more of the NHL, AHL higher end caliber players. So it really changed the way we it really made a change. Unfortunately, due to that we had initially, like for the AHL, we had initially denied people from AHL management because they didn't fit our criteria to get AHL management. Like, we deemed them too good. And then but they ended up, they're like usually bottom tier NHLers, and due to this massive surge of signups, it knocked them all down to the AHL. So I mean, good for the talent pool of AHL, but just in terms of staff, it was a little rough because everyone's getting mad that they didn't get their into management or pre-bidding management. I mean, for the most part, it was a good. We didn't have any massive second tag problems that season, which is like, I think actually might be the first season we've had that there wasn't some massive second tag scandal, so that was nice.
That's always very, very nice. I
yeah.
also think we also saw arguably this there's only one league higher it could have been in, certainly as Bog of AHL. You're well aware of the run that the Syracuse Crunch went on.
Yeah, it's unreal.
And an 8 seed goes all the way and wins it. I mean, literally the definition of get into the dance and get it done. They took down some mighty teams along the way too.
Not the first time it's happened, but it's always good to see it happen. I mean, Trav, the AHL commissioner, when he wasn't back in management, one of his last seasons, he took an 8th seed AHL team and they won the Calder. So not the first time it's happened, but always good to see it happen.
Definitely speaks to a good amount of parity and what can happen when a team gets hot at the right time. Certainly the first I've seen here, but hey, I've only been around as long as the combination of PlayStation and Xbox together here on LG. So, I'm just in my 5th season first as a player and then now fourth as an announcer. So I get it. Learning all the names. Got a question for you. You spend any time doing any bit of drafting out there? You play any of the drafts?
No, I have not touched NHL since my season 49 ended.
Okay. Okay.
I just so in November around Box or Black Friday, I finally put out the money and bought a PC setup and built a PC. So I've
Okay.
just been PC gaming since.
Hey,
Minus like the couple weeks I played my LG games, and now it's just like taking a break from the PlayStation and just sticking with my PC for a bit.
completely understand. I'm a PC gamer originally, so the sticks are still a little rough for me. That's I certainly attribute some struggles to that, but no, hey, PlayStation's my escape from the PC gaming, so totally
Yeah.
understand the way that it goes.
But no, it's pretty impressive what Tristan has done with the drafts. He just released the numbers for the past month, and it was like 3,000 games were played or something in a month. Um, the staff has been working great there to get things up and running. It looks like it's very much enjoyed by a large amount of players in this league.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's very important to continuing to grow the game and grow the league as
Yeah,
well.
that's just what Tristan wants, right? He wants to, give people more options to do things with the league outside of just, playing 3 games a week.
Which I think is wise. As the outsider coming in, it's tough. It's tough. Like your only real option is drop in games until you can find maybe a consistent crew that you can play with. But even then, you'll struggle, especially if you're a newbie and you're not elite right out the gate. It's nice to be able to find some games. And I said this last night, and I'm going to continue to say this on out there. This is the smallest of all 4 major sport video games. The community in Chell is smaller than any of the others. We see it in watch numbers. We see it in Twitch numbers. I mean, oftentimes FIFA's 50-1 over NHL. So I think it's hugely, hugely important to have avenues for new players to be found, new players to the LG system to be found. I speak of the first person that comes to my mind is somebody like Styx. Styx, if I could spell, has only spent a couple of seasons. Yeah, a pretty quick rise. So long time away, some time in the CHL, the ECHL before the big jump to the NHL, and now he's going to be there full time, going to be his 3rd full season there. I mean, this is a guy who, relatively speaking, kind of came out of nowhere. Long time out of LCHL PSN playoffs, and has shown now he's an elite player. So that for me is what the sport is all about. These names that we're going to see rise up. Let's ask you a fan favorite question out there, D-Mac.
Yeah.
Will Slick Rick start a night in the NHL this season?
I don't know. That's up to whoever drafted him. So
Hey, Minnesota took him, 17 overall, their 1st round pick. It certainly is a bold one, whether you like the choice, whether you hate the choice. You certainly have to feel it's going to add an element of some kind to the cauldron that is, team chemistry. Now, what that ingredient does, is it Eye of Newt? Or are we working up the witch's brew here? Or do we have something? Is he maybe the goon that's required for maybe some softer guys that you got around that want to focus more on just getting the shots and remaining quiet? Maybe a villain is needed.
people like to troll, but everyone reacts when the troll talks. So it's like it's never a horrible thing to have on your team. You can just get people riled up. It provides entertainment, right? At the end of the day, this is a site that's just providing you entertainment, and you need those heals every time. Everyone can't be like the hero or the good guy. Got to have those heals. So
You got to have the heels for sure. Sweedsy, I will get the hat back on as soon as we are done with our interview here. Unfortunately, it just doesn't really go well with the headset. It's unfortunate. And here. You want to see how bad it is? That's right. The headset isn't even attached anymore. We're holding it together with practically string and wire. No, we're not. We're holding it with tension. That's how it's staying on. That's how it be. But we'll have the hat back on. Thank you for the 100 Bitty bomb. Boom. Locked in. Well, D-Mac, I know it's been a busy couple of days. We've already had you on here for a good bit. Appreciate you taking the time. Any final thoughts, notes, comments you want to share before we let you roll on out of here?
No, just everyone have a good season and actually show up to your games because I'm getting sick and tired of removing people and banning them. I would rather see people play than take bans. So stop being, stop, put your ego to the side for a bit and just play your 3 games a week. It's like what, 2 hours? Like,
With
can't play 2 hours
with
a
a
week?
warm up. With a warm up, it's 2 hours.
Don't
So
even, you don't even need to do a warm up. I didn't
yeah,
warm up for half the season. I get you just don't want to be around, but it's like 2 hours. Just show up for your games.
get it locked
Stop
in. Sign up for
stop
all the
crying.
stuff. Don't catch your strikes.
Yeah, stop crying. Just play your games. Season will be over before you know it. You don't have to play with anyone outside. You don't have to play with these guys outside of LG. Just play your games. Stop getting banned. And managers, stop being dumb and getting put on the no management list so we have less managers. Just follow the rules, please.
Okay. There you have it, straight from the man's mouth. Thank you so much for your time, D-Mac. Hope you have a
Thank you.
great night and a great season, sir.
Yep. You too. Good luck. Have luck or good luck with the stream. Hope it continues
Appreciate it.
being strong.
Always. So, hey, appreciate you coming on. You have a great night, sir.
Yeah, you as well. Bye.
There we go. The hat is back on. I'm the Wiz. Appreciate the extra 100 biddies there, Sweetie. Biddy bomb. We're trying right now between jobs. So, got laid off in October, so still trying to find the normal time. Once we get back in a normal rhythm, we'll fix the headset. I got 2 fully functional headsets. So, sometimes that's the way it goes, you know. You got to still show up and do everything that you got. King Devin says, bid on me. I'm a vet. Can confirm, Tim Fairview, that Rhyme is a legend. He's an absolute monster. Gotta watch out for what he can do. He's an elite goal scorer. That's what you're looking for, especially when you're spending the money. Get your goal scorers, your elite goal scorers. That's what it's all about. How much we still got remaining to go here? 59 forwards, 47 defenders, and 16 goalies to remain. King Devin, thank you for the follow, and welcome on in to the Mezcast crew. Glad to have you in here. Justin Love, 1968, also looking for a bid. 1,000 biddies will pull up your stats here on stream. Try to help you get a job. That's the way we work around here. Dry 29, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in as well. Inching our way closer and closer to 2,000 followers. My goodness, it's been a little more than just a year. Slick Rick wants a Smallsy interview. Who's Smallsy? Slick, if that's a GM or an owner, they are likely very locked into what they're doing. Rosa says my headset does the same thing. It is most unfortunate. The wild owner. What does the remain column in stats mean? You mean left? Oh, the remain. Got it. Yes, that's how many spots they still have to fill up. So some of these people have players due to drafts. So like the Hurricanes made 4 selections or 5 selections plus their owner and GM. That gives you 7 total. So that means that they have 8 spots to fill, 3 forwards, 5 defensemen, and 2 goalies. So how many roster spots they still have to fill based on how they're already lined up. If Smallsy wasn't an owner, he'd be the most expensive LD. Okay. Trimmy, you can see right here at the top our roster spots remaining. Oh, no, you're probably just answering the question. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. Timber says, pause. I got you. Get our fresh one. Bills 39, welcome to the board. iClutch X Beast, welcome to the board. Champs, we just missed calling him. Woke X14, also on the board. And we called Josh Bry. Tendies by Price. Boosie's up to 375. Herring the Fish at an even 3. Igor at 2.5 along with Husky. Josh X13. Charbs. You guys make it so hard with all your X's. Your substitutions. No substitute. What don't you want? All right. Everybody who's ever come in here ordered T-bone steak with baked potato. Either you don't want the cream corn or you don't want the green beans. So what don't you want? Tony Tabernac, 2.25. B Savage at an even 2. We continue the fall down with Kreider, the one and only Fettis, all at 175. Seeing how expensive goalies are being bid on makes Montreal so smart for getting Nix at his price tag. It's certainly a value question. Like, if you're bringing in a goalie via ownership, I think it's harder. I think you want an elite scorer, somebody who's going to command a $6 to $10 million price tag or higher on the open market as one of your players. I think it's harder to be there as a goalie. I think it is possible. But, man, you can have a great goalie. You're going to have an amazing goalie, all world. But if they've going no defense, the forecheck's never going to get the puck back. You're never going to get into the offensive zone. You're going to be under a barrage of shots the whole time. Eventually, you're going to fold. So we do see it kind of a spot both in this and in draft formats where goalies will fall a little bit further. So in a traditional stake draft, I typically don't recommend a goalie before the the 5th or 6th round. 6th round's kind of your ideal zone, unless there was a run in the 5th and you just have to make a selection on getting your guy before you lose out there. Because a hot goaltender in the playoffs is maybe the most unstoppable thing. So it's a balance. You really need your heavy scoring to carry you through a team. You want a good forecheck. You don't want to be bombarded with shots. But when it comes to playoff time, a hot goaltender can make a team. Period. It can be an identity for a team. I'm just going to come hang my hat here. Yes, right. That's right. You like what I did there. You like what I did there. Tendy's looking good. Let's go look at our defensemen. I know we got a couple that are over the 10 million mark. Really, it doesn't just select all. Wunderbar. Jet Luge still leading the way at 10.5. Henry at an even 10. Josh Hu at 9. Paradis 8.5. Sam Delisle 7.5. Chanaldinho an even 7. Heinz Prince 6.75. Noah 26 at 6.5 million. A drop down to Dextros 86 at 5.75. Dr. No at 525. You Glow and even 5 along with Bren and Kinger. Hockey Flow 92 comes in at 475 along with Sick. Heckled Jerdubs, Young Matt, Downey, Nikolai, K9 Ev, Selly Center, Gervais Slashy, AC, XFDM Kill, Darlene, Shen, It's CJ, Ginger, Svetch, Coach, Saint Michelle, I Believe Jesus, Brisky NHL, King Formless, C Kim XV, Crosby, Carter X93, Foams, Chara, Gronk, The Broche, Fruit Whoops, Dougie, Teach Me How to Dougie, Kavi 53, It's Ray TTV, Tyga Sliga, Cartier XO, Revy, Big Lizzo 69, Only Blue 71, Ascend, Sweated Orb, Belzy, Optimal, Cougar Hunter, Level 1, Shotzi, Red Mile 89, Terra Senko, Buzz V Swivel, Luckton, and there it is, the end at the 1 million line. Everybody else taken below the 750, the minimum entry bid. What's going on, Griggly? How we doing out there, Griggly? Griggly. Can't get it out fast enough. It's close. It's close, though. You know it is. Take a look at our forwards. Loco still holding the one and only bid at 13 million. He is likely locked in there, and whoever has him, they're going to probably be locked in with him for the whole season, because that's not really a contract you can easily trade away unless you've got you're talking about one of these other players that are up here. So, you know, a lot of money to move unless you keep a lot in the tank after tonight. Why? Have a small reserve. Be smart so you can make smart decisions, but go get your players at the price you're willing to pay. Even if it's $13.25 million. If you believe that that's your guy, you believe that's the man to lead your way. That's my thought, Rosa. It's just so hard to move somebody with that kind of price tag. It's Mr. Knight says, this is cool and all, but can we talk about how Slick Rick was mentioned in Josh Allen's MVP speech? Definitely is a lot. Dry, I did give you the love, but just in case I didn't, Dry, thank you so much for the follow. We are all over the page, bouncing around, hunting and chasing and following. It's Mr. Knight says, managed to not get banned for 6 months, only got a 1-week suspension. What'd you do? Slick Rick says, Rick on rookie deal is key to cup. Hey, man, go win a Calder Cup. That's my opinion. Go win at the AHL to prove to Minnesota you were the right guy and that you're ready for the show. All right? That's what you're going to have to do. Plain and simple. Or in other words, that's just the way it is. Ooh. Ooh. Well, hey, 1 week is very different. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that'll get you in trouble. So taking a look and a review through our forwards, Loco Krusty the top, Bovey 72 holding at 12 and a quarter, 10 and a half for I Love Cap'n, our newest member of the 10 million and above gang. Harlan up there, J-Moz, Zach Vamp, our first outside at 8.5. V Bandit at an even 8. Magic below at 7.75. J Tally an even 7. V Schoon continues our drop at 6.5, along with McNips, Fussy, Boogie, Squatty Pippin. Then we get a jump down to 6.25. BTL Modi. Then Riders at 5.5. Morin X67, 5.25. DXT Gerb, $5 million, along with B Long 67. It's a drop to 4.5. Not USC and Tricky. Continuing the fall down, A Keeks, then X Millsy, X Willis, Nuge, Nico, Zibby, Big Worthy, CJ 142, Bray 18, Jay Yardy, Smitney, JJ Dons, Baloo, Keybrock, Flyers, Twisted Feed, Twistified, there we go. Fozzie QC 197, MMCA 91, Budfly, Neeler, Hewley 50, Sticks, I think undervalued there at 2.5 million personally. Bleds, Aaron Easy, The Silliest Goose, Yalla Shaw, Big Lappy, Jensen 315, Fervent Snow 2, The Rocket, The Caner, Malbum 30, Josh X16, Parksy, Just Lax 10, Cartsy, VDH 93, Rhyme 86, Lose Skills, Silky, Darny, Ironside 197, Base Champs, Cammy, Isa, Vikings, McCarr, Bessie, Roundsy, Cody, Hunter, Fenzel, Guns, Good War, Venji, Taze, AG7859, Yuckenbauer, Salad Raider, Yeti, Fat Hog Jelly, Neo, Yeah, Yicky Numbers, New Zealand Troke, Poland's Finest, Bills 39, X-Champ. Sorry, we did miss the cutoff there for 1 million, but my goodness, all the bids, they are sitting in there. How many spots still available at this point? Let's slide over to stats. You can do it. All right, try draft, then reset, then throw the stat. There we go, 58, 44, and 13. So less than 1/4 of all spots remaining at each position. These numbers are getting thin, folks. You're running out of time if you haven't been selected. Couple of new to the board. GIO 91502. Isaac. Pelly. Epic Water. Gunner Scale. Ex-Coach 19. Bills 39. There you go. Our newest to the board. Too far on the scroll. Known as Dub gets moved up to 1 million along with LaPierre. Saint Michel up to 3 million. Bodes 1 million. A counter bid after an initial entry bid. Poland's Finest at 1.25. Dr. No at 575. Twistified 325. Risky NHL 2.25. DXT Gerb 5.5. A Keeks 475. Reigns got released. I'm so sorry, Griggly. I missed it. I missed what your request was with Will there. Let me get stats pulled up. I can do that on a different screen real quick. Welcome to the board, Razor X4. Grigley, is this who you were looking for? The other one? Oh, hamburgers. Taking a look back, bounced around season 48 in the CHL and the NCAA. Oh my goodness, absolutely tore it up at the NCAA to start before moving up. Played at the NHL level before. Last seen there, season 47. They went 13, 12, and 2. So Ill Will looking for a chance to show his skill. His favorite team is the Anaheim Ducks. Also spent some time in the AHL where he has torn it up. You see lots of red here, folks. This is a player hungry looking. Hasn't been a cup champion since season 43. Wants to win. Wants to be there. There you go, Grigley. Looking for new bids on the board. Loops X91. Snails. Congratulations to you, Snails. Not a big shocker there. You're an absolute monster. As well as a gentleman. I appreciate you greatly for your help, sir. Svetch moves up to 3 million. Big Worthy up to 4 million. AC at 3.5. Axfield. I didn't know you played left wing. Playing goaltender in drafts earlier. Let's take a look at the man. Season 49 with the Laval Rocket. 1916 and 4. Headed his way back on up to the NHL, where he spent season 47. Otherwise, there's been some call-up times. Let's see if he can stick here in season 50. Already bid up to 1 million. 2 parties interested. Tender 3737 says, I didn't realize I was eligible for bidding. Thought I was still prospect. Wingsta, if you're looking for how to access, you don't go to the NHL tab like you do for all the others. You actually got to go to forums. Once you go to forums, you have the ability to see the LGHL draft and bidding. Take a look here at Snails. A long time in the NHL, especially since the merger. 12-6-3, 17-9-0, 14-6-1. Snails headed back to the NHL. We won't know where until tomorrow, most likely. He is definitely a top-tier forward, a great center, a great player, and provide a lot to a team. Originally started out as French Vanilla 31, then became Des Rosier. Then Kevin, back to Des Rosier, Kevin X7, Caroser, DeRosier X7, then Snails X7, Snails 9349, Snails DeRosier, and then back to Snails, or now officially to Snails 14. Been that way for over 2 years now. You're very welcome, Wingsta. Wingsta, you almost like make me want some Wingstop. Not gonna lie, it's making me a little hungry. Ugh. Tell you what, why don't we go ahead and grab a quick break? I'm gonna grab a quick bite to eat, just kind of refuel here. We got a little bit more coverage. We'll go for another 30 more minutes. We'll take down, then I got to get ready for racing. Y'all stick around if y'all enjoy some nice esports. You enjoy my commenting and announcing. Make sure you check out the Shelby Grand Prix qualifier, the last qualifier before the finals next week. here Tuesday on the Mezcast. It'll be in Elite Racing if you want to check that out. And I will be back here shortly. See you on the other side of this quick break.
Please, allow me to show you something.
Select, I'll bring that back. Get your hands up.
Let's go.
Go a little something like this. Hit 'em with the remix, yo. Switch. This is the end of side one of this record. Please now turn it over for the second time. I've got a different idea. Get down. Yo.
Stop hitting me.
What do you know about all the filth that's going on here, huh?
Reach the eyes, they will return the Reach the eyes, they will return the
Loxies, I got news for you. You ain't falling to the AHL. Not after the season that you just put together. It ain't happening. Let me just tell you. I know you'd love to fall, but I doubt it's going to happen. Welcome on in to CMWAD2237. Glad to have you here. Thank you for hitting the follow button. Glad to have you here as part of the Mezcast crew. Ah, that's why? Okay. Pack, and I bring up, I look up stats when I feel like it. Otherwise, we got to have the 1,000 biddies. That's the way we make it work here. If you're trying to get yourself a bid, trying to get yourself a job. But if you want to drop the bits, feel free. We'll certainly bring up your stats or anybody you'd like us to bring up. Hey, no worries. Hey, appreciate you asking. Little bit of the hustle we got to work here, you know? Gotta make it happen. Snails up to 2.25. Nikolai up to 5 million. And for the NHL level, yes, Potato. For the NHL level, it is 1,000 bits. Everybody else, it's 500. But hey, some people really want to be here in the NHL level. And this is a volunteer position. We certainly do the best we can. We want to welcome officially to the board Varinus 13th. There we go. That's a little confusing. Benzie, yes, I do from time to time. Damn, no AHL for Mac. He gets a bid. Got Micaiah up at 1 million. Paralyzer also on the board. Thank you, Muzzy. I appreciate you. Potato says, people like me want to go to the CHL. I get it, man. It's a little bit of a give and take. You know, some people, they're all about the full-time competition. Some people know where they want to play. I commend and empower all. That's my goal. That's my goal. Now, it's certainly hard to buy your way into the NHL, but you know, people out there watching the show, seeing what's out there. Loxy says, let me have a chance at a memorial. Only played one season. Yeah, Loxy's, you ain't fallen that far. Benzie McNasty says, it's all about the group you're with. But yeah, Benzie, make sure you send me a message in Discord. We can get chatting after I am done with live tonight. Only 5 regulation losses in season 42 and no Memorial Cup. Hey, that's the challenge, man. You run into hot goaltenders, your offense gets shut down, your goaltender falls apart. Things can happen to you. Things can happen to you. And especially with how big the CHL is now. I mean, you're talking about 64 teams. All right, class, let's just do the math. 64 times 17. There are 1,088 players in the CHL. That's a lot. That's a lot. That is as many as are combined basically in the NHL and the AHL together. It's tough to win a lot of that competition. That's why a single line never wins you a championship. Your team depth does. Agreed, Rosa. It is all about the depth. Doesn't matter how good your one line is if lines 2 and 3 suck. We heard Commissioner DMAC speak to it earlier. You can have one guy at 12 million or 13 million, but they've got to elevate everyone around them. They've got to make the rest of that lineup really, really good so that you can spend the rest of your money well or more divided in Wave 2 and Wave 3. Line 2 and Line 3. You got to be able to go 3 lines deep in LG. You got to be able to go 2 goaltenders deep. Thank you, Sirius Zurich. You know me out here crunching numbers. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Texas Stars fan of the chat. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Psychotics is out there as well. He enjoys himself some Texas Stars. But I don't think that there is a bigger Texas Stars fan in the chat than Sirius Zurich. And if you're out there, let me know. Lina X says that happened to me, but worse, I got traded to another NHL team that was a Suey. That was a Suey team. Oh, yeah, that's never fun. But Zurich, how you doing out there? We got the Tuesday night little LG NHL bidding coverage. Let me experience the Utah Hockey Club LG. I'm in Utah for 2 leagues already. Make it 3. It's Triple D. Duval. I don't know what name is Duval hiding under. I'm so confused. Is Duval already on a line somewhere? Is he part of a management group? Or is Duval not playing? What? Now, see, why are you trying to mess with me like that? What did I miss, Slick? I mean, hey, I've been trolled before. Worse things have happened. Loxies. The number 3 Biddy King. Thank you so much, Biddies. So much, Biddies. Thank you so much, Loxies. 2,000 lifetime bits here on the Mezcast. Appreciate you so much. You got that beautiful emblem there in chat to show, along with your VIP badge. Bovey up to 13 million. Let's just go look at the stats, see why. 14, 12, and 0, 11, 8, and 4. Somebody certainly hoping back to some older form, maybe hoping they find that season 45 run. Look at that, 6-0 in the playoffs for the Chicago Blackhawks and 21-4-2. I'll be honest, I don't see 10 million here. I want 70 to 80 points. That's what I would want to see. Loxy's going to add to it, get us part of the way through our goal as he brings in the 500 biddies. Loxy's, thank you so much. Now 2,500 lifetime biddies you've dropped here. Thank you so much for all the love, Loxy's. It means so much to me. It really, really does. I love seeing y'all out there in chat. When y'all can give extra on top of that, man, I'm blessed to get to do this for and with y'all. It's a great and wonderful time. Sweetie gonna bump it up there with an extra 100 biddies. Also for Loxies, I also owe a lot of this. Biddy bump, biddy bump, biddy bump, biddy 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 bump, biddy bump, biddy bump, biddy bump. Biddies! Biddy bump, 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 biddy bump. There we go. Welcome on in, y'all. And you know what? That's got us rocking and rolling on into Hype Train! Hey, you know, I would ask Slick Rick why you got to troll like that, but I mean, you know, can you really even ask that question? Is that something even worthy? Uh-oh, Loxies is not done. He's gonna add in on top as he goes with the 5 gifted subs. Level 1 is done. The hype train gonna roll on in. So let me welcome on in. It's me, Falco, Elegance 54, the Tank 9270, Undeezy, Kate 63. Welcome to the Mezcast booth. 30 days of ad-free viewing. And Loxies, thank you so much for the gifted subs. That keeps the hype train rolling. We're almost all the way through a level 2. I believe one more gifted will get it done. If you're looking to sub, now is the perfect time. Join on in with the Mezcast. Yep, we are 300 bits or 1 sub away from continuing that hype train. Got 4 minutes remaining on that. Let's give you a little review. X Willis up to 4.5 million. Noah up to 7 million. Defty at 2. Downey at 5.5. The Caner at 2 million. Trick Gay at 5.25. Heinz Prince up to 7 million. Psych up to 5 million. Kavi 53 up to 2 million. Swedzy says, let's go ahead and hydrate. We'll get a nice long drink. Ready to go and back for more. Kavi 53 at 2 million. Tarasenko 1.5 million. Rosa Leaf gonna subscribe with the Prime. So Rosa Leaf, welcome officially on into the Mezcast booth. We got you locked in here for 30 days. Ad-free viewing. Never miss a moment. All right. Now it's a question of where exactly we're going to go with this voice. So 10,000 points have been redeemed, and now Loxie's looking to switch up our review of what we've got. So we'll continue on with our list. Ranty at $2.5 million. Yuckenbauer at 2.5. P-Long 67 at 7.25 million. Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe how much money that is? Our hype train continues on into a level 3. As Rosa Leaf joined on in. Rosa, you have the option to use your Prime anywhere across the entire Twitch universe. You choose to use it here. We thank you so much, and we wish you best of luck in the LGWHL this season. Rosa says, just don't look me up on LG. My stats are ass. Hey, sometimes that's just the way it goes. We continue the hype train on as Sweezy adds in another 100 biddies. Biddy bump. Biddies. We'll let that. That was originally caught by the auto mod, but I'm good with that one. Loxie says, let's go ahead and drink some water. Also in the middle of that, Xhints96, appreciate the follow, and welcome on into the Mezcast crew. We are locked in here. It was coming, Louis. Louis. Oh my. Hey, so, you know, sometimes we got to read through. We're out here doing the work, ensuring that, you know, there's not a problem. You never know sometimes what the auto mod might catch. 2.5 minutes remaining on that level 3 hype train. Now the perfect time to subscribe. Get your 30 days of ad-free viewing. We did drop one in earlier, so no pre-roll even right now. So we welcome you on in here this opening night of LG NHL Bidding. We'll be back, of course, here on Friday. That'll get you the AHL bidding. We'll follow it up Monday of next week. The ECHL Thursday that following week. We'll bring you the CHL. And, of course, the CHL, just a bit of pandemonium. As we discussed, 1,088 positions available in the CHL. 64 teams at 17 players per. Sam Delisle has climbed his way up to 8.25. Bevy, of course, tied there at 13 million at the top. 15 bids to get him there. Look here, 13 bids, got Baloo at 4.25. So you see what can happen. Just total of bids doesn't necessarily mean anything. Where did we start? How big are the jumps? Are we just limping our way along? Davos. I'm not sure I know who Davos is. Still got that hype train going for one more minute. Nobody new to the board just that. There's one. The real process. Minimum bid sliding on in there. Magic 96 up to 8.25. Big Worthy 475. I Love Capping up to 11. Bovey, I believe, going to take the top spot now. Yes, indeed. Overtakes Loco Krusty. He says, Mez, pull up my stats real quick. What you got, Louie? Have you already been bid on? Otherwise, we require the bits to pull up the stats. We got to work the game. The real process. I was scared I was not getting a bid for a second. Well, let's take a look, Louie. You got a bid yet? You don't got a bid yet. It's cool. I enjoy the A. I wish you best of luck there. Appreciate everybody for the hype train making that happen. Loxy's a big bit of it. In fact, most of it. 5 gifted, 500 bits on top. Thank you also for the love. Sweezy, 200 bits to help make all of that happen. Thank you, everybody, for the love. Of course, Rosa Leaf also hitting that Prime subscription and bring it on in. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate the hype train as we work here towards the end of what we got covered here for you, because we got some racing coming up here at the top of the hour. The Shelby Grand Prix qualifier number 15 getting ready for the big show next Tuesday night. So if you've never seen the pod racing that I cover, you think hockey's fast? Oh my goodness. You got to check out the speed of some of this stuff. And yes, I did say pod racing. Final thoughts, final reviews. Bevy with the big jump up. Jensen at 3 million. Svetch at 3.5. Welcome to the board. Clutch Kolbs. What else we got here? Dr. No up to 6.25. Snails at 2.5. Can I see Snails' previous contracts? Maybe not from this page. Snails looking for a cup. Looking for a cup. Missing in his illustrious career. One of the highest rated players in draft ELOs right now. He literally is the highest rated player. 1807 his ELO right now. Literally the highest rated player in LG draft system. Not the most games played, but he is close. Looks like he does have the most points. Yeah, 525. He is definitely up there. Second highest plus minus. So really not shocked that he's going that high. especially if you can play well with anybody, you can adapt, you can adjust your speed and work with them, man. It can do so great. Rosa, I had some rough starts. I will admit, especially as a player who's a bit more of NCAA caliber. I've had some good games as well. I think some people have calmed down and kind of recognized, it kind of is what it is. I still would love to see more of an amateur or prospect level draft. We have an elite up at the top. We have our general available open to anybody, which is nice. You get to scrum it up with some NHL players that you wouldn't play with as an NCAA guy. Now, it's tough. It's tough. That speed, that the intensity of NHL and AHL players it's hard to keep up as somebody who's, only been playing this game for realistically a year and 3 or 4 months, with a couple of breaks during that time, especially as I spend most of my time doing announcing. But hey, trying to get better, trying to get locked in, trying to win. Am I one of the lowest rated players? I had some nice wins today. That moved me up. Yes. All right. I'm the 63rd lowest rated player. I could have been a lot. I could have been in the bottom 25. I could have been in the bottom 25 after today. If I didn't have a hot day today, I'd have been down there. But hey, that's what we're out there to do, is just work, get better, try and get better. So Rosalie, the N and the A have their own queue. It's called the Elite Draft Queue. There is an open queue where most people play. Yeah, I would like to see ideally a CHL and below level, prospect level ability to play. It's a different speed. Obviously I understand there's NCAA and CHL and LG, but for those that are looking to find some more regular games that are good competition, but maybe a bit more their speed, a bit more appropriate. Because I can always tell when I play an NHL defender, because I don't get past the blue line a single time. Doesn't matter what move I throw, they've got something ready for every little thing I do. Epic Water, welcome on in. We are coming up here towards the end of what we got here. We got to drop down and then come back live for our racing event. So give us just a moment. We're going to take a look, see where we can send the raid. Who's out there? I mean, there's no real way to put it. We got to send you... No, we got to send you to a friend. All right, so one of our lurkers here, one of our new regulars, Majestic Mako, she's out there enjoying some good time in GTA. Folks, if you ain't met Cooter, you're in for a surprise. So y'all have a fun time with what is an amazing character. She has been shouted out by almost every single person who plays on the Smile RP server. Big crew, great group on out there. Y'all make sure y'all give her some love. Give her some follows. Definitely one of the close friends in the Smile RP universe. We'll send you on over there. Appreciate y'all being here. I will come right back up. I just have to go down for reasons. So see you here shortly on the backside as we send the raid on over to Majestic Mako. Folks, whether you've been here for the first time, whether you've been here every time, we appreciate you joining in and enjoying the Mezcast. We'll see you back here on Friday if you're not here for racing, coming right back up. Peace!